Alright, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to look at this small book, which is actually one of my favorite books that I have, just because it's sort of special to me. You can see it's an elementary Latin classic, and you can see this decorative scene of a boat on the front here. The title of the book is Julia, and it's by Maud Reed, and it's published by the Macmillan Company. This copy is pretty beat up. As you can see, the spine is pretty damaged there. There's splotches all over the back and the sides. But I really love this book because it was one of my first introductions to the Latin language, and it's a pretty easy introductory book for children to learn how to read Latin. So you can see Julia, a Latin reading book. And here's the title page. Julia, a Latin reading book written by Maud Reed, classical mistress at Lincoln High School, with an introduction by Mabel C. Hawes. And this was published in New York by the Macmillan Company in 1925. So 99 years ago, just about 100 years ago, this book was published. And here's an introduction. It says, American boys and girls could find no more delightful companion with whom to spend pleasant hours than the little English Julia. With her they may wander on the seashore, be carried off by pirates, and be rescued. With her, too, they may listen to the kindly schoolmaster, as he tells the deathless tales of Greece and Rome. Here they may meet, as they should, Romulus and Remus, Horatius and Regulus. Here they may learn, also, of the translation of Romulus to the skies, of Bacchus and the pirates, of the sacrifice of Iphigenia, and of the love of Hector and Andromache. The selections are well made, and while the stories are told with the greatest simplicity, they yet achieve a life and literary quality that is as far as possible removed from the woodenness of the ordinary simplified renderings. Conspicuous among the excellent for sympathy and charm is the version of the lovely tale of Ceres and Proserpina. So this it follows a little English girl named Julia, which is what the book is named after, and then it also tells some stories from Greece and Rome. So here's the preface. It is sometimes said that in the early stages Latin is not an interesting subject, that the pupil's interest should lie rather in his own progress than in the subject itself. Now, in the first place, it is hard to believe that no matter what the study, one's interest should be directed mainly toward oneself. Moreover, with all that Rome means to us in history, with all that Italy, both past and present, means to the ordinary educated English-speaking person, it seems to me that if we cannot make Latin interesting for itself, and from the very first, it is our own fault. It is the gateway into a magic country, and can be made extremely interesting to the youthful student of Latin. So this book is an attempt to make Latin interesting to kids. Which is why it's such a useful introductory book, and why I like it so much. So there's the table of contents, and then here's this image of some Persian archers. I'm not entirely sure why this is included here, but it's just sort of a decorative illustration. It says Persian men wore elaborate dresses and a great deal of jewelry. But then we actually have the beginning of the Latin section here. So we've got this chapter 1, which is called Iulia. Alright, and I'm going to have captions here. So, Iulia puella parva est, prope ora maritimam habitat, Britannia est Iuliae patria, puellae Britannicae ora maritimam amant, nautas quoque amant puellae Britannicae. Iulia est filia agricolae et casam parvam habitat, sed Iulia oram maritimam et nautaas amat. Nautae quoque Iuliam amant, saepe prope oram maritimam Iulia ambulat. Nautarum filiae, cum Iulia ambulant, et prope oram maritimam sartant. Murtae rossae sunt prope Iuliae casam, rosiis aquam dat Julia. Saepe Julia rosas nauti istat. Agricola Juliam non corpat sed laudat, cur rosas pulchras nauti istat. Rubrae et arbae sunt rosae. Saepe Julia ad notarum casas rosas pulchras portat. Nautae puellam parrum laudant. And then here's the next section. Ad Iuliae casam pirata venit. Rubra est piratae tunica, splendidae sunt Gallia et hasta. Iulia prope casae portam stat, et piratam spectat. Piratae astam et Galliam et tunicam rubram amat et laudat. Pirata quoque Iuliam et casam et rosas laudat. O Iulia, inquit, pulchre es puella et pulchrae sunt rosae tuae. Navicula mea pulchre est. Arta est prora naviculae meae, in extrema navicula sto et naviculam guberno. Arba est navicula mea, nunc prope oram maritimam stat. Tum, Iulia cum pirata ad oram maritimam ambulat, et naviculam arbam spectat. Iulia et pirata proram naviculae mortiis rosis ornant. Subito pirata puellam in naviculam iactat. Mortae sunt lacrimae puellae, sed frustra pirata in extrema navicula stat et naviculam gubernat. And then here's the third part. But before that, you can see in the top right here, this corner of the page is ripped off, and somebody fixed it quite a long time ago, I'm guessing. Okay, here it says, Agricola ad casam venit. Filia parva non est in casa. Tum Agricola Iulia exclamat, Filia mea, ubi es? Iteram Iuliam vocat, sed frustra, nulla est puella. Cena non est in mensa parata, nec rosa in mensa sunt. Tum ad oram maritimam properat et procur naviculam arbam spectat. Ad nautarum casas properat. Nautarum filiae perterritae cum piratis inquiunt. Est Iulia tua. Magna est ira Agricolae. Galliam et hastam raptat. Nautae naviculam suam Agricolae dant. Nautae quoque Gallias et astas raptant, et cum Agricola ad piratarum naviculam properant. Tum Agricola piratas vocat. Ubi, inquit, est filia mea. Piratae, filia tua, inquiunt. In navicula nostra est. Tum Agricola pecuniam mortam pirati istat. Piratae Iuliam ad Agricolae naviculam portant. And then this is the last section here, after Julia's rescued. Laeta est Iulia quod iteram casam parvam cum Agricola habitat. Sed Iulia puella duodecima norum iam est. Itaque Agricola filia suae tabula stat. Pecuniam quoque ludi magistro dat. Quotidie puella ad ludum per agros ambulat. Morti iuenci in agri sunt, sed impavida est puella. tabulas ad ludum Iulia portat. In tabulis literae multae sunt. Ludi magisteri Iuliam laudat, quod literas bene quotidie recitat. In ludo multi pueri, multae puella cum Iulia sunt. Magister ludum bene gubernat. Industris pueris magister libros pulchros dat. Pigros malosque pueros non laudat sed curbat. Magna est ira magistri, quod pueri pigri literas non bene recitant, itaque pueri pigri in angulis stant. Multae sunt lacrimae puerorum malorum, itaque pueri industris sunt, et literas bene recitant. Iulia prandiam ad ludum quotidie portat, quod longa est via. In agris prandiam est Iuliae gratum. Multas fabulas pueris et puellis magister benignus in ludo narrat, nunc de Britannia, nunc de longinquis terris fabulas narrat. Gratae pueris et puellis sunt fabulae, nunc igitur in libro non solum Iuliae, sed mortis etiam pueris et puellis fabulas narro. Alright, so that finishes the first section about Julia, and then there's some sections about Italy and Rome and Ceres and Persephone. And then here's some illustrations in here. This one's showing the departure of Triptolemus. And a section about Romulus. And here's another illustration showing an Italian warrior. And we've got a section for Romulus and Remus. And this is showing them nursing from the wolf of the Capitol. And it's just so much fun to learn about these mythological stories directly from the Latin. That's what makes this book so great. And then the end here, we've got a little dictionary of terms. And that's the end of the book. Oh, and there's this doodle that I'm guessing some kid in the past drew in the back there of this woman. Maybe that was their teacher, who knows. Alright, so that's Julia, or Iulia, by Maud Reed, a Latin reading book for children. One of my favorite books here, and I hope you like it. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment, or subscribe to the channel. Planning to have more out on a regular basis, and thank you so much for watching. Alright, have a good one. Bye.